Alright, everything is set up to actually start this whole beautiful shenanigan over here with our blue Protoss player for this first best of 5 series for today. It is going to be Phonebox in the bottom right side, going up against the orange Zerg player in the top left side of the map Golden Aura. It is going to be Prazzin. Now this is the playoffs already. Ooh, that's 2 drones. So Prazzin is 100% committed to getting this hatchery down, and it was an 18 hatch. So this is not a bad thing to do here. You get a probe, you sacrifice a bit of that hatch timing, but then again you can actually just, you know, make the pool, make the hatch, make everything in time. You're going to have the it's going to be an 18 hatch and potentially an 18 gas and 70 pool, something along those lines, which is not going to be the most efficient. My apologies. I also realized that I need to switch this into windowed full screen. Okay, should still be fine in order so I can actually alt tab out and just, you know, close all these really bad things around here. Alright, now that everything is out of the way, let's see how this is going to turn out, because we are going to have, well, I would want to say this is a standard opener, but is this a full wall? That's the question. Is this a full wall? That's what I'm interested in. It doesn't look like a full wall. Maybe it's not a full wall because these are only like touching, barely touching, so there should be a single gap over here. There's a couple of links going across the map, and nothing too suspicious on the side of Prazzin either. No early roach horn, no second gas, early bailing speed, early bailing nest, or an early evo chamber or anything like that. And we also have an overlord here for Prazzin to actually go in and scout around the 310, maybe latest 320, I would say. Now you could go in at like 320 or start going in at 320 and you'd be 100% fine, because you'll probably see if it's like a dark shrine or something like that. Let's see if that's going to be the case. Also, I don't know, I actually disabled this, but by the looks of it, it doesn't really want to do it doesn't really want to go after my will. No lair yet. This is important to note. There's no lair yet, so this is going to be a roach speed less roach opener with a evo chamber. So do we have more gases? We have a single gas, which will not be that great, to be honest. Okay, gateway and robo, so it's going to be a 3-gate, potentially 4-gate glaive adept. I'm pretty sure we're going to see one more gateway going down from Phonebox. At least I think that would be the optimal play here. Another pylon, it takes a 3rd gas, which would tell me that, oh my god, okay, never mind, this is gonna be 5 additional gateways, and that's gonna go up to 7 and potentially 1 more. I wouldn't be surprised about that either. You're gonna have 3 gateways, then additional 4 in production. And there was no scouting on the side of Prazzin, so this is looking quite grim so far, as I have no idea what Prazzin is going to do, because he just got the lair halfway done. So he's gonna have detection in case DTs are going to be the follow-up after this. We're gonna try and pay attention to this. Okay, so there's 1 gas that has been pulled back into. Alright, 7 gateways is actually quite interesting of a number. I think this should have been 6 or 8, most likely. Now depths are gonna move out. There is just a tad bit of an information over here. Oh, but there's no roaches on the way. We have 8 larvae. We need those roaches for sure. Otherwise, it's going to be really, really tough. Oh, he goes for more drones actually. Okay, a couple of roaches are still here, like 4 roaches. All these adepts are going to take down these queens. This is gonna be a massacre, a bloodbath for Prazzin. Cancel on the shade, so the roaches have to travel a longer distance. It's gonna be a bit of a damage here, and now he's trying to follow the shades with these adepts. Oh, there's no focus fire from the queen. Okay, pulls away the drones. That is the correct call here. Not a bad situation so far, I would say. Losing the queens is not great, that's for sure, but how many adepts have been left? Okay, there's 4 adepts actually. Oh, only 2. Wait a moment. Okay, a couple more have been warped in. Still have... Oh, okay, Immortal on the way. And we already have like +1 missile. I am quite surprised to see Carapace here. I would continue with either +1 melee or +2 missile, depending on what the player's choice would be in terms of tech later on. If it's lurkers, obviously the +2 missile would be the correct choice. The Prism is still alive, so there could be some more warp-ins here, but I don't think that would be the correct call. And indeed, Phonebox will go back. Now, in terms of drones lost, it's only 4 drones for 15 adepts. There's 3 queens, yes, that is true. That's 450 minerals lost. But that's not the end of the world. As long as you can mine enough money and have enough queens to actually inject at least every single hatchery, you are fine. The only thing that Prazzin is lacking here is the 4th base, which is super late. Could have placed it in the middle of this whole thing. Nothing too wrong with that. We have no roach speed either, so that is kind of going to cost him, because we have double evo and we are going into +2 missile as well, so this should be a committed roach pressure. But obviously once these stalkers get blink, okay, stalkers need to blink. There we go. Just going to snipe a couple of roaches. Quite unlucky that these roaches don't have their speed. They could have gotten away, I guess, but it's not going to be the case. All of the roaches are going to fall, almost all of them. Even the queen and the creep tumor, like this, is falling apart for Prazzin. The problem is that now he's gonna get roaches, but there's no speed. There's no hydrotech incoming, I believe. Is it? There's no hydrotech, there's no spire, there's no nothing. Like, there's no superior tier 2 tech or true lair tech, you know. That's what I want to see. And that means that's gonna be the end of the first game. GG is the call from Prazzin. Phonebox will take the first game, and this is a brilliant start for him in this best of 5. And for the second time in this best of 5, actually. I almost said best of 3 because I'm so used to it. But for the second time in this best of 5, we are gonna look at our blue Protoss player on the map, Alcione. And we are going to look at the main nexus of Phonebox, who took a really good 1-2 punch type of a game. And it was some kind of a cancel, maybe a second overlord, I believe. That could have been the case. Oh, we have another extractor trick. So yeah, let's see what our orange Zerg in the bottom left side is up to. This is Prazzin. Okay, oh, this is really good from Phonebox, honestly. Oh, he's gonna lose the probe though. So this is quite unfortunate, I would say. Now Prazzin is going to be forced to take the 3rd base, obviously, because if this finishes, oh, Phonebox shouldn't have finished this. Now that's 100 minerals wasted. That's going to mean that the nexus is not going to be 25, but like extra 75, aka 100 minerals later. That's going to cost him a couple of seconds on it, a couple of seconds potentially on the Cyber Core as well. So yeah, not the most optimal way of doing things. Also, he's not producing workers. He's taking an 18 nexus, which I don't think means too much. Basically means that he's not going to mine gas at a optimal rate. Now he has the second pylon, but obviously you don't really want to actually deal with this. Now Prazzin could just pull back that drone, as that drone is more useful being over here. It's not going to destroy that pylon in time to actually do anything useful whatsoever to speak of. So that means the most optimal way would have been to actually do what you call it? Oh my god, don't tell me he's going to put the cybercore. That would be so awesome, honestly. Imagine if he puts a gateway or a cybercore or something like that. So yeah, as I said, it's not exactly worth it. Now Prazzin has a lot of minerals here, sorry, a lot of gas stacked up, and he has the queens on the way, but he's not going for speed, not going for anything else. I would be quite interested in what the follow-up is going to be. These links could just destroy this whole thing. Are we gonna see some kind of a link flood or some sorts? That's good. It doesn't show the drone that will take the third, and Phonebox will have a bit of a hard time to actually see the third base unless it's now going to shade with that adept. It doesn't see drones though, so that could mean a couple of things. Okay, that adept is it's still alive as well. It's gonna see the third base, so it's going to have some kind of an explanation. Nice half surround there by Prazzin. It's gonna have some kind of explanation on why this this whole thing happens. Like, okay, it took like a relatively quick third base considering what happened over here with that pylon block, of course. Confirms that there's a third base. Now he could confirm with the second adept with the shade that there is droning going on behind this, so that would make him feel 100% safe. Now Phonebox is going for a Void Ray. There's an Overlord here. I barely spotted it, by the way, just saying. Okay, this Void Ray is going to help out to see everything basically that you need with this. Like with an air unit, you can literally just fly in and be happy about it. Now this is gonna be a bit more spicy as I'm looking at this, because we have a fleet beacon coming in, and there's a small chance that this is going to be anything else than carriers. Tempest would be quite interesting. Maybe get five Tempest and then be able to like one-shot queens. That would be an interesting concept. Now we have a gateway and the forge. No twilight yet, so that would be quite costly, that's for sure. We have the third gas being saturated, sorry, the fourth gas being saturated, and then we have a second Stargate. But there is an Overlord close to his natural, so it would be quite unfortunate for Phonebox to get scouted on this. I believe, at least it would it would be quite tragic, because then there is a lot of options. Oh, the Void Ray will not be happy about that. And there's a third base coming up right now, but I think I saw a couple of links. Nope, not the case anymore. So what you can do as a Zerg player is try to scout for the third base timing, obviously. If something's up, maybe go for an Overseer scout and just make sure that you see everything. Sack the Overlord because the information is going to be key. If you're playing with incomplete information, then you put yourself at a disadvantage, like naturally. So it would would be quite unfortunate. And by the way, just so we confirm it, we had carriers coming in and a third Stargate. Okay, I think that's a bit of a stretch here. Like 3 Stargates on 2 bases, I don't think that's manageable. Phonebox thinks otherwise, but let's see if I'm wrong or not. Hopefully, for the sake of Phonebox, I am wrong and he can actually afford it, because otherwise it's like 150 down the drain. Ooh, imagine if he scouts. Oh, it's gonna scout the carrier. That's one thing that's for sure. Unless Prazzin decides to scout in a total different path. That would be quite unfortunate. Oof, the bitter taste of coffee. Okay, so how many carriers do we have? We have 2 carriers in production, and as I said, it's going to be quite difficult to actually produce 3 carriers at once. But oh, look at that, Phonebox can actually do that, so let's see if he can actually keep it up. Carriers take a lot of time. This one is going to finish, and it's going to be a bit of an idle timing here on this Stargate, but one of them can be started right away. He had a lot of gas banked up, by the way, so this is not bad at all for Phonebox. And let's see how many carriers is he going to wait for. There's 3 currently in production. Another time, okay, so it's going to be 2 to 3 carriers. Like, I understand what's happening here. It could be that, you know, you don't have money right away, but it's definitely not as slow as like, oh, you can only produce like out of 2 Stargates in one cycle. I think it's like, you know, 2.5 cycles or something like that, if that makes any sense. So yeah, I'm very curious. I'm not exactly sure about this. I don't know what's happening here, but I guess it's fine. Now Link's move across the map, and it's going to be really sad. If he clicks onto those carriers, he's gonna see that it is a +1 type of attack, so that'd be nice. Now he would have had enough time to actually see what's up in the main and see 3 Stargates and potentially even catch that they're producing carriers. Now that would be quite interesting and quite the scout. Okay, it's gonna move in, but there's kind of a lot of Hydras. I don't think there's many. There's 70, but there's not all of them here. They're gonna move across the map. Okay, it's gonna try to take this Nexus down, but where do you go from there? Oh, he actually didn't target with the battery overcharge. Now this Void Ray is going to fall. We know that much, right? Okay, never mind. This Void Ray is a survivor. This is looking extremely tough for Prazzin. Phonebox is kind of on the brink of a 2-0 lead. Now once again, the lack of scouting is going to be the bane of Prazzin. No pun intended though. So yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure how big the impact is. I just know that it's big. I don't know if it's like big or super big or giga big or extremely big or whatever, but the impact and the lack of scouting, the impact of it is like extremely huge. Now, when this Overseer morphed here in the 12 o'clock position, it would have gone in, would have still been able to put down a Spire, because I think against this you need a Spire. Okay, 1 carrier will go down. Oh, actually, never mind, 2 carriers will go down. The 3rd one will lose their shields. Wait a moment, all of a sudden, okay, we have 4 carriers with +1, by the way, which is not bad. Oh, but we have +2 Carapace. Okay. Okay, so now I realize what's happening here. All right, so don't get it twisted. Hydras are not the best option against carriers, but in this case, since the interceptor works kind of like the Marines or like the bio, you know, like the higher the armor you have, the less every single damage those small and many instances will be that much smaller, right? So while the Hydras are not the best, they can actually deal with this, and they could just hold position potentially, but look how slowly they go down. Look how slowly they go down, and Prazzin is actually putting up a fight, but in the back of this, I would have loved to see at least a Spire. I would have loved to see at least a Spire but I'm glad that we see Hive Tech upgrades. So we should have, okay, we have adaptive talents, which in my opinion, it's not it's not the greatest upgrade, and it's definitely the worst upgrade if you want lurkers, because you will siege the lurkers. If this was the one that had the movement speed upgrade, movement speed bonus, I would have debated it, but I think seismic spines is just so much better. Maybe it makes faster. Considering that these are Hive Tech upgrades, these don't take as much, by the way, which is quite nice. Okay, Storm is going to finish up. Do we have any Templars? We have 4 Templars, so those Storms are going to be really, really crucial. Oh, and he just has it. Let's see, where are the Storms? Where are the Storms? Oh, he's Morphic Archons, no! Oh my god, Phonebox just literally deleted himself by not storming. Oh my lord, no, he didn't realize that Storm was finished. Oh, and I think Prazzin will actually just do some super giga damages over here. Luckily, those carriers were in a tough to access position. But look at this, Prazzin is actually expanding towards the left side like he's suffocating Phonebox. Phonebox started expanding towards the right side. And now he will try to actually survive somehow. And these Hydras, you need all the Hydras in one place. Send the links to one position and get the Hydras together and try to like one-shot carriers. Because Hydras should be cheaper to replace, right? I mean, that's a fact. Now, you can actually destroy the interceptors if there's not that many, but the problem is there's so many interceptors right now and so few Hydras. And these links, by the way, they don't have attack upgrades. Now, +3 Carapace is going to mean quite a lot, because right now we are in basically the 0, right? So we have +2 Carapace, and we have basically +2 air upgrade. So that means those interceptors will do as much damage as they would do with 0-0 against 0-0. So basically they eliminate each other. Now, Phonebox will need that +3 for sure. He will need that +3, 110%. Oh my god, we have fungals coming in. And you can fungal the interceptors, by the way, so that is really, really good. There's the Storm, the first Storm. Oh, and some links are actually traversing. Now, what you can do as the Zerg, since these are Adrenal links, you can actually just grab those links, put them on a separate hotkey, position them over here, and retreat with your Hydras. Those links are not going to be as important. They are replaceable. You can actually just, make a bunch of links, send them across the map, even make a Bailing Nest. Even if you don't do Bailing Speed, you are still in a good position to do some damage. And if you manage to snipe a couple of the probes from the mining bases, the really, really good mining bases, like this one, maybe even this one. Well, this is like already starting to mine out. This is halfway mined out. This is completely mined out. There's literally 15 minerals, and it's not going to be any more left. Right now we see a lot of Hydras over here. Now the one thing I hate that we didn't see is a couple of lurkers, just a couple of lurkers. Position them in front of everything. Oh, because this is going to be really, really difficult. We had a couple of nice feedbacks here. They did not pop those infestors, but now those infestors are actually useless. And actually, Phonebox, he's losing Templars. That is really, really bad. Okay, +1 melee is on the way, and if this could go on a bit longer, we would see a couple of +1 links, which are going to be much, much better. Like, melee upgrades scale infinitely better, I think, in my opinion, than the range ones, especially versus carriers if you play Hydra versus carrier. Now we didn't, as I said, lurkers would be really, really good. They would snipe, you position them in front, they would snipe Templars, because those are sort of the only thing that are left on the ground. Zealots are also going to die quite fast to them. Oh, but there's nothing left here. Okay, Microbial Shroud. That is going to help. If you don't know what Microbial Shroud is and you're looking at this, yes, this is one of the most underused spells in my opinion, as 26 drones actually fall. So they make it so you don't take as much damage versus air, which should be broken, but it's not. I think it sounds better on paper than it actually is. Oh my god! Oh, 3 HP. Oh my lord, 3 freaking HP. Nothing more, nothing less. There's so many full energy queens over here. You could just literally grab those, and after injecting every single camera location, for example, or like every single base, if you use a base camera, then you basically just, you know, shift click it, dump the energy of one queen into a certain hatchery, and that's it. Okay, nice Microbial Shroud. You can see that he takes less damage. Let's see if this is gonna be enough. He's gonna try to break through. He needs to take down this Cybercore. Okay, manages to break through, but oh, he's losing so many Hydras over here. Like, the units lost is a tad bit more, but 164 Hydras have fallen. Are you joking me? This is probably the most brutal Hydra slugfest that you can see. Oh my god. Oh yeah. Nothing gets target fired properly. And Phonebox will clean it up, but at what cost? That is the question. Now, his main was not mining at all, so that's not that big of a deal, even if he loses a Nexus, in my opinion. Now, this base should transfer probes over here, obviously, and over here, or at least just transfer this thing. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Now, +3, it needs to... Okay, it's gonna get repowered, but if +3 finishes, I think we're going to be in for a huge treat. I would love to see, yeah, +2 and onwards from the Protoss, which is going to happen just now. But let's see. Prazzin knows about this base, because obviously he's scouting it with his drones, and he did not mine out these minerals over here. He's gonna replace that lost hatchery, but he has this base for so long. Phonebox knows about it, but I don't think he can actually do anything proper about it. So nice storm, but if he doesn't hit the godlike tier storms, then he's going to be in a really difficult and awkward spot. Now he actually starts mowing down units with those zealots and those hydras. Sorry, those zealots and those carriers, mowing down the hydras. How many Templars are these? 12 Templars! Okay, Phonebox is a gamer. He's actually just doing it. Oh, brutal storms! He's gonna stack a couple of them on top of each other. That's not stacking, but it is what it is. That's still fine. And finally, 20 minutes in, we have the 20-minute Spire timer. It's like I cannot make a Spire before 20 minutes, despite playing against carriers for 12 minutes. 12 minutes that I know of. It's going to destroy another one of these hatcheries, the gold base, the potential or soon to be gold base, and I think that was a kill as well. Let's see, there's no cancel on this either, and Prazzin cannot really afford himself to do these mistakes right now. He just can't. There's just no way. There is no way. He has this base, but still, like, he's mining as much gas as possible, but still. This just looks amazing, honestly. The gas bank is like any Zerg's wet dream. The mineral one is not great. Okay, carriers recall on top of it, but oh, battery overcharge and the storm! Oh no, everything gets cleaned up, and there's the GG. Phonebox will go 2-0 up on Prazzin with a brilliant game here on Alcyone. Beautifully executed, and Prazzin's stubbornness to go for a Spire, well, yeah, just confirmed the kill. But yeah, let's see what's happening in game number 3. And for the third time, let's present our Zerg player because he needs your energy. Give it up for Prazzin, our orange Zerg. You're on Ghost River in the top left side, and in the top right side, the symmetrical, beautiful map, the smallest I think from this current map pool. It is gonna be the dominant Phonebox. Well, dominant? Okay, let's say he's dominant when he gets into a comfortable situation. So Phonebox is the type of Protoss that, yeah, when it comes to the late game, he's comfortable feedbacking spellcasters, playing with carriers, playing with spellcasters, you know, dropping storms, trying to counter stuff, all that good jazz. He's not afraid to switch it up. And in this case, as it was mentioned in the chat, he was dead in the first few minutes, basically, up until like I would say 10 to 12 minutes, and he still managed to actually carve out a really nice win. So yeah, Prazzin, in my opinion, needs to not be this stubborn, because if he keeps being this stubborn, then he is not going to manage to take a single map off. So this should be a lesson that whenever you scout that is multiple Stargates early on, you kind of need a Spire. You kind of need a Spire. If this was like one Stargate or maybe two Stargates, I would maybe argue, maybe. Okay, like maybe. It's a huge question mark, but I would probably maybe somehow, some way, I would probably argue that yes, this could work out, you know. It might be okay if you go like Hydras, you know, like he had so many Hydras. He had so many Hydras, and Phonebox was literally dead. His only lock was basically positioning the carriers behind that third mineral line. That kind of saved him because the interceptors did all the work. The Hydras couldn't get to them in the back, and that was quite unfortunate for Prazzin. But yeah, if you had Corruptors there, even if they die, like or anything dies and the toss goes back to like ground toss, you can still make a Greater Spire, and by the time the Greater Spire finishes, you will already like have sniped 2 bases at least. Now what we need to note here is Prazzin once again had a later third base, which I'm not a fan of. Let me just point that out. But at least this time around the speed was not that much delayed. It's still delayed by a solid like 10-15 seconds, but it's not the end of the world. And before people ask, this is around, I would say the average MMR is like 30, 35, 3600, something along those lines. Phonebox will finish the shade. That is the correct call over here. It can take out a couple of drones and potentially, yeah, is going to shade out. And now he can actually snipe a couple more. There's no way to actually lose those adepts anymore. And this was a really good pressure here from Phonebox. I wouldn't send these home because 2 adepts should be quite enough to actually do anything. Even versus like a bunch of links. If it's a bunch of links, then you just warp in units at home and you make sure that you don't die, right? Now Prazzin is actually pressing the issue with that drone button. He's basically gluing his finger and putting some weights on his finger, so he has it held down basically. But yeah, that's what you need to do. We have a lot of oversupply actually, so a couple of overlords have been made, and 4th base could be in the cards already. Okay, he saw gateways and could potentially. Ooh, look at this, guys! So we're gonna have a charge play. We have 5 more gateways. Does Prazzin have any idea? Nope. And he's going to lose another overlord, and that's going to perfectly supply block him. The best way you can get supply blocked is like, you know, be as up in supply as your last before your last overlord. like the supply cap of before your last overlord, and if that dies, you know, you just get a perfect supply block. Obviously that's not an achievement, it shouldn't happen, but it is what it is. I know for sure that it happens quite a lot to me. Okay, road speed on the way, and we have a robo as well. Now it's interesting that actually Phonebox did not make anything out of that Stargate ever again. Ooh, Zealot's coming in, and the Void Ray is also helping out with the DPS. I think it could come in and could potentially start the Queens, and in that case the Void Ray could reign supreme in the air. Queens are falling left, right and center, and now there should be enough Zealots to actually keep up with these roaches. But is that going to be the case? Okay, the Void Ray is actually taking a lot of damage. He has to be really, really careful. Okay. Oh, this is looking really, really tough for Prazzin. I don't know why these Zealots are not attacking. A bit of sloppiness on the side of Phonebox, but it is what it is. It's not the end of the world. He's going to actually click on those Overlords. It's going to take down Overlords. It's going to make it even more of a supply block. Nicely done there by Phonebox, and I think we're going to have our first winner if Phonebox somehow finds the way into basically any of these remaining mineral lines. He should check for the fourth base. Like, it's 7.5 minutes, and I know there's not been that many fourth bases, but yeah, we still need to check for the fourth base. I mean, that's just it. That is just it, indeed. And we have a forge coming up. Look at this SimCity. It looks nice, honestly. I cannot hate it. I can't hate on it. Okay, so it's a really nice H. H as in hard work. I think that's fair, right? Me and my jokes. It's me who tells them. And hopefully not just me who laughs at them. Oh no, I've done it again. Alright. Let's see how Phonebox is handling things. So it doesn't have a fourth base. I want to see a fourth base from Phonebox. Come on. Fourth base now. Fourth base? We have a nice Zealot run-bys and everything, so we see that Phonebox has a good understanding on how to abuse the mechanics and the resources that Protoss has. I like this, don't get me wrong, but I really want to see a fourth base. There we go. Finally the probe arrives here, and we're going to see a fourth base, hopefully soon. This is already like at least a solid 2 minutes late in my opinion, because he's done so much damage, like so much damage, and he has the money for it. He should have put it down, and by this time it would have started probing it up, you know. That would have been great, but he's only at 58 workers. So the problem is for Phonebox that he killed 10 workers, but does he have anything against this? I mean, yeah, who am I kidding? Who am I even kidding, dude? Okay, why? I don't even know why I even thought that, but yeah. So economy is poo-poo level, but I would say the army looks decent. It lacks a bit of splash here, but it's not the end of the world. Now, I don't know, is it worth it? I think shield upgrades are much better, because you want to go Archons, right? So if you go Archons and you have more shields, then it means the Archons are having more HP as well, because effectively the shields are the HP as well for the Archons. Like, it's a 350 shield meatball, which also has 10 HP. Like if the shields disappear, it's like, you know, you basically sneeze on it and the Archon just, you know, disappears. Like it never existed. Without some shields. So yeah. Needs to be really careful with those, but again, that's the reason why you should go shield upgrades. Now a Dark Shrine is actually a good choice, and I want to see disruptors because we have like roaches, you know, and disruptors are a really good kill unit in PvZ, in my opinion. And again, like we have, I don't hate this either. I don't hate this either, because Colossi do well. If you can actually stack up like 3 to 5 without getting scouted, because then you might actually be able to put up such a death ball that you just end the game right then and there before they get Aspire. Because against this, you would need either Corruptors, that would be a good choice, or if you have the Hive, it's even better to just go for the Vipers. Like Viper, Lurker, you know, Lurkers would be really good if he starts a Hive. There we go. I would love to see the Lurker then put down, but the problem is the upgrades lack so much on both sides. It's actually amazing. +2 ground attack will finish, and honestly, in this case, we saw this this Hydro Ball, and could be the case to actually transition to Stargate, but let's see. 2 Colossi are still in production, 1 will finish at least. There we go, and this one is actually just trying to do its best to actually damage this, and there is a shield battery in range as well, so it's not bad for Phonebox, and he's going to clean this up. Let's see if he has Blink. He has Blink, but it's not going to be needed. Phonebox will take the series 3-0. Well played by both sides. Sometimes a couple of mistakes here and there, but this is 100% expected, and honestly makes the game a bit more exciting, you know, because you can actually just think about it. Okay, what's it gonna be? What's gonna happen? Stuff like that. So yeah, GG's to Phonebox, and let's move on to the next series.